Hi students, in the previous video we are discussing about earth magnetism. On that video we are discussing about some basic concepts and definitions related to the earth magnetism. Today we are discussing about elements of the earth magnetic field. To complete description of magnetic field at any point on the surface of earth, we have to specify three elements of earth magnetic field. They are declination, inclination, and horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field. Okay, what is first one? Declination, inclination, and horizontal component of Earth magnetic field. If you know about all these three elements, we can specify the total magnetic field induction at any point on the surface of Earth. Clear? Let us discuss individually. So first of all, we would like to know about what is declination. So it is indicated by the symbol D. To understand the declination, let us consider the Earth's surface. We know Earth is always in the form of the spherical shape. Now on that spherical shape, let us take a point P here. Okay, I would like to know about what is the declination at this place. In order to find the declination at this place, let us take geometrical meridian and magnetic meridian which are passing through the point P. Okay, let us see. This is the geographical meridian and let it will be magnetic meridian. Okay, those two planes are passing through the point P. Now, if this point P is viewed in the direction from the top, then at P, this magnetic meridian consisting of magnetic north and magnetic south. Okay, yesterday we discussed about the definition of the magnetic meridian. A vertical plane contains magnetic axis of rotation, right now. So this is one of the magnetic meridian plane at point P, and this is the geographical meridian. So geographical meridian at point P appears like this. So this is NG and this is SG. So at point P, both magnetic meridian and geographical meridian are appears as intersection of the two straight lines. Okay, the angle between geographical meridian and magnetic meridian is called as declination. So simple thing, what is declination? Declination is the acute angle between geographical meridian and magnetic meridian. Understand? This declination is changes from the place to place. Okay, it has minimal value at equator and it has the maximum value at poles, and its value increases with latitude. Okay, so place to place, if you take the point P here, now if you take the point P here, it has another value of declination. If you take the point P here, it has another value of declination. So it has minimum value at the equator and maximum value at the poles. Okay, now what is the major use of to knowing about this declination angle? If you know the declination angle, it is allows us to correct the compass needle to determine the direction of the true north. Okay, so what is that? Let us see one example, then you understand what is the use of the declination. So in this example, let us make the angle of declination is given as certain 20 degree. Okay, if the declination angle 20 degree, which indicates that according to this diagram 20 degree west of north. Okay, this is not shows the direction of the true north. True north is nothing but the geographical north. Okay, and it makes an angle of 20 degree with the true north. So if you want to determine the true north direction, this compass needle is turned in the direction of east. If you turn a direction of 20 degree towards the east, then this indicates the exact direction of the true north. Understand? So the declination angle always gives us to correct the compass needle to determine the direction of the true north. Clear? So this is about the declination. So after knowing the declination at a place, it is allows us to correct the compass needle to determine the true north direction. In ships and in planes, we have the gyroscope. Okay, the gyroscopes always gives the direction through which the ship or the aeroplane is in motion. Okay, if you go through any airport or on landing, you saw this type of angle 20 degree west of north, 13 degrees south of east, like that. Okay, basing on that, we are always found the true north direction by correcting the compass needle if you know the declination angle. Clear? So the second one is inclination or angle of dip. It is indicated by I or delta. Symbol is delta. Okay, so at a let us take one compass needle which is provided with the pivot, and this is free to rotate about the vertical plane. So if you take a pivot which is in the vertical axis and it is always rotated freely about this vertical axis, then this compass needle always comes to rest in magnetic meridian and it shows magnetic north pole and south pole. Okay, so if suppose if you take this as a compass needle, just imagine, and it is pivoted in vertical axis. This pin indicates the vertical axis direction. Okay, if this compass needle is free to rotate, then it always comes to rest in magnetic north and south pole directions, lies in the magnetic meridian plane. Understand? So this pin indicates the vertical axis and the compass needle in the horizontal plane. Understand? Now do one thing. If this needle is placed in the horizontal axis, needle in the horizontal axis, now the compass is in the vertical plane. Let us see. This is north pole and south pole of compass na. So if you take this compass needle in horizontal axis, okay, see, needle in the horizontal axis, now the compass is always shows certain dip at that particular direction, always. See, north pole is moved downwards here now, so it is also free to rotate, but it always comes at down at a certain position. This angle with horizontal action, the horizontal direction, is called as inclination. One more time, pin is in the horizontal axis, okay, and compass is in the vertical plane. Compass in the vertical plane, pin is in the horizontal axis. If you place compass like this, then the north pole or south pole or makes certain angle with the horizontal direction. That angle is called as angle of dip or inclination. Okay. So this is the horizontal direction and this is the compass needle. It contains the north and south poles. Okay. With respect to the horizontal direction, the angle made by the compass needle is called as angle of dip, I or delta. Okay. Compass is in the vertical plane. Always keep that point. Okay. In 2019, in NEET paper, they are asking about what happens to this compass needle if you taken at northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Okay, let us see. In northern hemisphere, the north end of the compass needle tip down with horizontal direction. This is the north end. This north end is dipped down with the horizontal direction when you placed in the northern hemisphere. So this is angle of dip. If you take this compass needle in southern hemisphere, then with respect to the horizontal direction, the south end dip down with the horizontal direction. So this is made by the angle made by the south here. Here it is the angle made by the north, and particularly at equator, angle of dip value is 0 degree, and at poles angle of dip value is 90 degree. Okay, for examination purpose, those two values are very important. At equator, delta value is 0 degree, and at poles delta value is 90 degree. And the device which is used for measuring the angle of dip is called as dip circle or dip needle. Dip circle or dip needle is a device which is used for measuring the angle of dip or inclination at a particular point on the surface of the earth. Okay, let us see what is the shape of this dip circle. This is the dip circle. In the dip circle, the compass needle in the vertical plane and it consisting of one scale. If the dip circle is coming in the horizontal direction, then it is at equator. If you place this dip circle at the poles, this compass needle come in vertical direction in this way. Okay, at northern hemisphere, it makes at an angle, north pole come like this. In southern hemisphere, south pole makes an angle with the horizontal direction. Understand? This is about the inclination or angle of dip. Now the third element of the earth magnetic field is horizontal component of earth magnetic field. Its symbol I took as BH. Okay, so what is the horizontal component of earth magnetic field? Now let us see. In the magnetic meridian plane, okay, this is the magnetic meridian plane. On that magnetic meridian plane, now the compass is comes to rest in this direction. Okay, now this compass always shows the direction of the resultant magnetic field B. Okay, this is resultant or total magnetic field at P. So at this point P, it is always shows the resultant magnetic field. Let us take as a vector. Okay, see, this is just extend, this indicates the B bar na resultant magnetic field. Now we know this angle is called angle of dip or angle of inclination. Okay, so it is the delta. Now B bar is a vector, it makes some an angle, then this B bar can be resolved into two components. One is with the horizontal direction, this angle is called, if it's B now, so this is called B cos delta, and in vertical direction its value is B sin delta. Okay, B bar is resolved into two components. In horizontal direction, B cos delta, this is named as BH. So what is BH? BH is nothing but horizontal component of earth magnetic field. So what is the value of BH here? B cos delta, and another one which is in the vertical direction, hence it is named as BV, vertical component of the magnetic field. Understand? So let us see here. From this diagram we have certain formulas now. BH is equal to B cos delta and BV is equal to B sin delta na. Now if you want tan delta, tan means, let us see this diagram. This is delta, this is BH, and this is BV and B na. If you want tan, tan means opposite by adjacent na. So what is the value of tan delta? Tan delta is equal to opposite BV by BH. Understand? Now squaring and adding equations 1 and 2. Squaring and adding, then what you got? This side BH square and BV square is equal to this side B square cos square delta plus B square sin square delta. From these two, B square is common, then B square into cos square delta plus sin square delta na, that value is equal to BH square plus BV square na. We know cos square delta and sin square delta value, cos square delta plus sin square delta value is 1. Therefore, what is the value of B square? B square is nothing but BH square plus BV square. If you want only B, then take under root. So these four formulas, 1, 2, 3 and 4 formulas are very important for the competitive examinations. Okay, BH value is what? B cos delta, BV, B sin delta, tan delta is named as the BV by BH, and B value is under root BH square plus BV square. So what is the definition of horizontal component earth magnetic field? The component of B bar in horizontal direction is called as horizontal component of earth magnetic field. The component of B bar in horizontal direction. Understand? Please note it down. The next one is apparent dip. It is denoted by the delta dash. Basing on this concept, some numericals are coming in the previous competitive examinations. Okay, that's why we are discussing about this concept. Very important, listen very carefully. If suppose the dip circle is not kept in the magnetic meridian plane, okay, dip circle is a device which is used to measure the angle of dip now. So this dip circle not kept in magnetic meridian plane and it makes at an angle. Theta with magnetic meridian. Then what happens? Let us see. We said this is the magnetic meridian plane now. In this magnetic meridian plane, this is the direction of B bar we said, and it is angle delta, and this is the horizontal component called BH is equal to B cos delta, and it is the vertical component and it is called as BV is equal to B sin delta na. Okay, now this is in the magnetic meridian plane. Now the dip circle is not in the magnetic meridian plane. It makes at an angle theta with the magnetic meridian plane. That indicates, now what is the new plane here? The new plane is like this. Or understand? You see, this is the box. This box is the magnetic meridian plane. Now you are turned this certain angle like this. See, it makes certain angle. Now this is the magnetic meridian plane. The new plane is this one. Or understand? This is the new plane and this is magnetic meridian plane. If you open a book will be open like this at middle. Then one face is in the magnetic meridian and the new plane is making certain angle theta. Now on this plane verify BH now makes certain angle theta now. That's why the new component of BH dash becomes BH cos theta. But observe, for this plane and magnetic meridian both are having same value of BH. Sorry, same value of BV. BV does not changes. Only BH only changes. Okay. Now, what is the formula we have? Tan delta na. Tan delta value we got BV by BH na. Here delta is named as true dip. Delta is named as true dip. Now, you want apparent dip. It is named as tan delta dash. Tan delta dash value BV by BH dash. See, BV does not changes for both planes. That's why BV does not change. BH dash value BH cos theta na. Therefore, tan delta dash is equal to BV by BH cos theta. But BV by BH value is tan delta. So, tan delta dash value is how much? Tan delta by cos theta. This formula is very important for objective purpose. Keep in mind, here what is delta dash? Delta dash is nothing but apparent dip. Delta is called as true dip. Theta is the angle made by the plane with magnetic meridian. Okay. Now, what happens to this delta dash value with respect to the dip angle? Let us see. If theta is greater than 0. Sir, why you take that one? theta is 0, what happens? If theta 0, it is lying in the magnetic meridian plane, na? Then delta dash becomes equal to delta. Now, that's why take theta is greater than 0. If theta is greater than 0, cos theta value is less than 1. If it is less than 1, then tan delta dash is more than the tan delta. Therefore, indicates that delta dash is greater than delta. So, what happens? If the theta is more than 0 degree, apparent dip value is always more than the true dip. Okay. If theta is 90, if theta 90, cos 90 value is 0 na. Anything by 0, it comes infinity. That indicates tan delta dash value is infinity. Then delta dash value is also infinity. Sorry, delta dash value is 90 degree. Clear? This is about the apparent dip. Now let us see about some note points related to the earth magnetism. The first one is at equator, we know angle of dip value is 0. If angle of dip 0, then cos delta, cos 0 value 1, sin 0 value 0 na. So what happens to the BH? BH is equal to formula B cos delta na. Cos delta value is 1. That's why BH value becomes big. And BV value, B sin delta we said. Delta sin delta value 0. 0 and anything? 0. So it's very important. At equator, vertical component is 0. We have only horizontal component of earth magnetic field. Next, at poles. At poles, angle of dip is 90 degree now. So cos 90 0 and sin 90 1 na. So BH value becomes B cos delta. Cos delta value 0. 0 and anything? 0. And BV value B sin delta. Sin delta value is 1. That's why B. So what happens? At poles, BH value is 0. It has only the vertical component called B. Understand? And there are certain lines which are passing through the different points, different places on the earth's surface where having the same declination. They are called isogonic lines. Okay, let us see certain definitions related to these concepts. See, the lines which passes through different places on the surface of the earth having same declination. The lines which passes through different places on the surface of earth having same declination are called as isogonic lines. Okay. The lines which passes through the different places on surface of earth having same inclination, they called isoclinic lines. And the lines which passes through the different places on surface of earth having same BH value are called isodynamic lines. Okay. The line which passes through different places having zero declination is called agonic line, and zero inclination is called eclinic line. Iso means same. Agonic or eclinic coming, that indicates zero values. Understand? Note it down, please. This is the question asked in the competitive examinations more number of times. What happens if you take a compass needle to the poles of the earth? Okay, compass needle is always used to find the exact direction of the north and south poles of the earth magnetic field. If you take this compass to the poles, what happens? Okay, at poles we know the magnetic field lines always diverge or converge at poles only. Okay, from geographical north, and if you take the geographical south na, so at this place they are diverges, and at this place these are converges. Outside only I said, outside it is diverges and it is converges. Now if this compass needle is take to the poles, what happens? These magnetic lines diverge or converge at poles vertical. Diverging or converging at poles is magnetic field lines always in vertical direction. Whenever they are in vertical direction, their horizontal component is negligible. Okay, but the compass is always in the horizontal plane. When the compass is capable to rotate in the horizontal plane, and we said the horizontal component is negligible, so that the compass needle at any direction at poles. So what happens? Compass needle can point along any direction. So it does not show a particular direction. It can be point along any direction. Okay, so compass needle is not useful at poles of the earth magnetic field. If suppose if you take the dip circle at that place, dip circle is always shows the direction. At poles the delta value is 90° we said. So at poles the dip circle shows like this. Okay, because it is in the vertical plane. In the vertical plane it will be shows at this angle. So here delta value is 90°. Delta indicates the angle of inclination. Okay, the dip angle shows. So dip circle is useful at any place, but compass needle is not always useful place for any place, particularly at poles it is not useful, because at poles the compass needle can point along any direction. Clear? Thank you.